The reason I joined the L&K group is I was actually looking for a path. I have a tendency to veer to the left and to the right, and I did a lot of research, and Alan's name came up, and I watched a couple of his videos, and I knew that he had a very specific plan that he laid out for a lot of his agents, and that was something that made sense to me. It's actually helped my business immensely, and the reason I say that is this is going to be the best year I've had since I've been in real estate. I'm doing very well. We have a lot of business going on, but I will warn you, if you're thinking about coming to L&K, you got to be prepared to be called out. And what I mean by that is Alan will lay out a plan for you, and if you follow the plan, you will be successful. But there's a lot of work that's required in that. And when you start doing stuff like that, if you don't follow the plan, he'll be the very first one to call you out on it and say, hey, why haven't you done this? What's stopping you from doing this, or what's stopping you from doing that? So if you're that type of person who loves to have the skates on and cruise around, this is not a place for you. If you're the type of person who's serious about their business and you can actually follow a plan with some type of intent, you should do very well. It's good. It's nice having a good source of information at all times at your fingertips. I'll call them up and say, hey, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about, going this way, trying this, and this. And he'll say, hey, that's a good idea, but why don't you add this or take out this? And he'll explain to you why he feels you should do that as opposed to something else that you're thinking of. So he doesn't just really tell you what to do, he explains to you why he's telling you to go down this other path, and generally it's from his experience, and that's really why we're all here. He's a successful agent, and that stuff doesn't happen by accident. We all take care of each other. If one of us can't do an open house, or somebody gets sick on the day of the open house, which has happened a couple of times, we'll just call each other, hey, you know what, can you cover my open house? We've all done that for each other. If we know that one of us is struggling to find a client a specific property in a price range or in an area, we all talk about it, and somebody, oh, I have a friend, or hey, I got this listing, or this one's not on the market yet. So, we all kind of throw our ideas together, we all talk about it, and we generally will come up with a solution as a group. And that's something that I think is very important, especially in this industry. You got to have your feelers out, and all these guys are always a part of the team. It just works well. They actually do have a path. We all have certain goals we're trying to meet. We have quarterly goals, we have mid-year goals and year-end goals that we're all trying to accomplish. And we actually call each other and say, hey, you said you're going to do 3 open houses this week. How's that going? How many leads you get off that? Was there any questions you had about your leads? So we actually kind of mentor each other as well, not just him mentoring us. And we all kind of back each other up. Hey, well done. Hey, I noticed you had a close. Good job. Hey, how's this going? And we just talk about some of our deals, some of the things we're doing, because again, as a team, we work stuff out, and we actually get answers that you don't expect from other people. Wow, that was actually a really good answer. Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you for that. So again, I think the camaraderie of the team is a very important part of this, I think. I'm very confident about what I'm doing now. Before, like I said, I was like that one show, squirrel looking the other way. I'm easily distracted. I see shiny things from time to time. And as a team, when you have certain goals, you learn to recognize the things that actually make sense, that can make you money, as opposed to things that you can look at later and maybe put a little time into them, and eventually they'll make it. So you learn how to separate the two, and that's really important, especially if you have gaps in your income, which was the problem that I had with my very first team. I'd have a great 1 or 2 months, and then I'd have a 2-month gap where I wasn't doing any business. Then I'd have another good month or another 2 months. And see, by sticking to the plan and the path, you don't have gaps, and it's very important that, again, you just kind of stick with it. It's a matter of how bad you want something. If you want it bad enough, follow the team, follow the leads, follow the plan. It's not rocket science. Well, again, if you want to be very successful and you're not sure about the path, if you feel like you're really working really hard, not necessarily smart, then this might be a place for you. But again, you've been officially warned. If you stick with the plan, you'll do well. But if you start wavering off the path, he'll be the very first one to reel you back in and say, hey, you know what, you're over here what's going on with this, this, and this? Have we done these things first? And again, he makes sure that you're in line, because if you're in line and you follow the path, you're going to be successful. And that's really all it is, because once you start getting off into the weeds or the bushes or whatever, you start drifting a little bit, you just kind of lose your focus. And the whole idea of this is just to make sure you stay on path, on task. And that's important if you want to be successful.